In Conversation, BFM 89.9, the business station.
Good evening, Caroline O with you on your drive home today, and with us is a group editorial advisor of the Malay Mail, Bernama TV, and the Malaysian Reserve, Datuk Ahirudin, also known as Rocky Bru. That's a long title, a lot of different designations there. So tell me, you're saying that you've been in journalism now 25 years, and
Yes.
how the goalpost it's changed for you from the time you started until today. Do you think journalism has the same appeal these days for people just getting into the line? I mean, sometimes you get the feeling as though journalism is kind of losing its credibility a little bit here and there.
I think, yes, you're right. There's a lot of difference between now and then. For example, I think the biggest difference now we have the internet.
Right.
Okay, and then we have journalism on the internet. But I like to think that the journalism on the internet and journalism, mainstream journalism, like on print, RTM, Bernama or TV3 are basically the same profession. But of course, like you said, the appeal, perhaps you are not wrong, because there is a lot of pressure on journalists these days to be fairer, to be more professional, so to speak.
Okay, but when it comes to, just say, newspaper writing, mainstream media, I imagine that to a degree it's under control in terms of, maybe formulation of ideas, sentences, that sort of thing. To be as impartial as possible, I suppose, is what you were going for a little earlier. So, I mean, is it possible to reconcile with that? Is that still a constant struggle for, say, you?
Yeah, it is expected of us. We have to be, journalists have to stay in the middle. When I started journalism, we were told that we should imagine ourselves as a river. We meander left a little, right in some places, but we are always trying to be in the middle, And when the need arises, we have to swim upstream. When swimming upstream means we need to be able to fight for the underdogs, to write for the people, to champion the needy. I think these are still traits. These are still things that every journalist
would struggle with.
Yes.
Yeah. So, I mean, to an extent, you're really kind of emotionally removed, as much as possible, to remain professional.
Yeah, that seems like quite impossible to do.
It is. I mean, it would. I'm just thinking, if there's something that I'm passionate about, and personally, you can't help but have opinions, right?
Thank God for blogs.
Yeah, thank goodness.
Sometimes even I see my writers, and I encourage them to do that. You write for Malay Mail, so and so happen. You are not in the picture. You go back and you go to your blog and you tell your readers what you think happened.
You encourage that.
Yeah, encourage that, because that's it gives them that's freedom of expression. I believe there is freedom of the press. It exists, and it exists in blogs. It doesn't exist in newspapers or TV or BFM.
But freedom of expression, freedom of the press, do you really believe it exists anywhere? We're not just talking about here in this country, but anywhere, really?
No. I believe there's no freedom of the press. There's no absolute freedom of the press. But like I said, there is freedom of the press in blogs, in blogosphere, on the internet, where you can write anything you like. You can be nasty to people. You can be, you can write everything and anything at all.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, you've been the interim president of the National Alliance of Bloggers since 2007.
Yeah.
So you think that blogging then has made a big difference to that particular struggle? Would you say?
Oh yes. Yes, I think blogging made a big impact in 2006, 2007, right through the general election in 2008. Yeah.
Yeah, and in fact, you said that in 2007 you were sued for one of your blogs along with Jeffrey.
Oh yes.
All right. From there, you said the blogging landscape had changed. Bloggers united. People came to support the cause. Now, tell me a bit about that.
I I was slapped with a lawsuit in January 2007 by a newspaper organization, which was at that point of time unprecedented. No newspaper organization had sued any blogger or any other writers at that point of time. So that draw attention to bloggers in Malaysia. We got international attention. We got some support from worldwide organizations of newspapers and writers and whatnot. And I suppose that really encouraged and inspired a lot of bloggers in Malaysia. You know, at that point of time, many people don't remember. A lot of people blog anonymously. When that lawsuit happened, many Malaysians decided that, I'm going to come out and show myself up and use my real name instead of nicknames and things like that. That changed. Basically, I saw that as a big change, big shift in blogging.
Right. Okay. I'd like to get into that a little bit more, but in the meantime, I have to play one of your song choices before we go in for the news. This one is Imagine, a classic, of course, by John Lennon. What does the song mean to you?
Imagine leads me back to the Beatles, and the Beatles that I grew up with the Beatles. I grew up as a kid during the Beatles time, and I'm also fond of the Beatles because it was used a lot by an ex-teacher of mine when she was teaching us English.
Right, and this is, we said this off air, this is a teacher that made a big difference in your life.
Yes.
All right, we'll get to that in just a bit. It's Rocky Bru with us on In Conversation this evening. Send your questions to 016-201-9000 or tweet us at BFM Radio. BFM 89.9.